like my siesta on holiday. That's the best bit, innit? I don't go mental holidays anymore. Don't go with my mates. I've got bomb scare pals that don't know when to shut the fuck up. And that gets at Wells Finn after a few years, turning up dodgy side streets in a foreign country. People try to sell you shit. You've got mates that don't know when to shut the fuck up and keep walking. Hookers everywhere. I suck your dick. I suck your dick. I'll suck your dick, Ken. Well done, Barry boy. That's us all getting shot, mate. Well done. I like the bit when you're getting fuck all done. The bit between 6 o'clock and before you need to go out for the night. You've done the pool during the day. You're in. That's it. The siesta. Lying on the sofa bed in the apartment with prickly heat. Watching The Simpsons in Spanish. Eating the local crisps, listening to how much of a fucking fruitcake Homer sounds in Spanish.
Sí, pero March, que sobre los Flanders. Siempre aprendo algo nuevo, saca algo viejo de mi mente. Do.
I'll go in the shower in a minute. I think Homer's going to slit somebody's throat here. They're nice crisps. Here, get some more of the crisps. Ruffles. Jamon flavour. I went a culture break. Tried that, done New York, all that stuff. You get dragged around tourist attractions, a lot more pressure on yourself to actually go and do shit. Standing looking at stuff, knowing you should be enjoying it. Statue of Liberty. Wow, that's exactly how I fucking thought it would look. Having to take your photograph. You don't realise how much shite you photograph until you go somewhere good. And your phone runs out of memory. Standing on top of the Empire State Building, deleting fry-ups. That was it. New York, getting dragged into museums, trying so hard to enjoy it. Just that voice in there, going shite, 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 shite. Trying so hard. It's no shite, Kevin. Show some respect. It's fucking shite. It's an art gallery. It's full of shite. Shite. Shite, 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 shite. Listening to the tour guide, and this is 300 years old. This was donated to the museum. Fuck shite, 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 shite. And you're fortunate the Tutankhamun exhibit is here for 6 weeks only. Trust me to land that fucking 6 weeks, eh? How shite will that be? Tutankhamun, the king of Egypt at 21. I bet he was a wee wank. Shite, 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 shite. Come on, Kevin, you're better than this. Let's see a show of strength. Excuse me, mate. Is that a Diego Rivera? You don't know who he is? You found a victim, Kev. All that hard work, gave him at both barrels. Never heard of Diego Rivera, mate. No, never seen Dreams of a Sunday Afternoon in the Alameda. Arguably one of Rivera's most controversial works, my man. Why was it controversial? Well, because it depicted Don Ignacio Ramirez holding a placard that said God does not exist. The work caused uproar, mate, but Rivera refused to remove the placard until 9 years later, stating that he doesn't have to hide behind Don Ignacio Ramirez to show his own atheist views and that he believes all religions are a form of collective neurosis. It's the honest, mate. Don't know this shit. That's this guy. Job done, Kev. Now get to the gift shop, buy a rubber and fuck off. You need a bit of immigration in the world. Now you need a few asylum. I feel sorry for asylum seekers. No, you read about them. They get their applications get expelled. They get accused of lying about being in danger. I think if somebody's prepared to travel thousands of miles in the back of a lorry, starving themselves for weeks, risking their lives at the border controls just to get a council flat in Sight Hill, something's frightening the shite at them. Now the BNP. This year they get forced to allow non-white people to join the BNP. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd encourage people from every ethnic group to join the BNP. Now let's ruin their party. I'd love to live in a country where the white supremacists are black. I'm supposed to be racist. Who's this guy? How's he in my team? We would feed a bit of racial animosity in this city, in Glasgow. when we got our terrorist attack. Remember that? Glasgow Airport, we got our own little terrorist attack. Pretty proud of that. Kind of put us on the map. Islamic fundamentalists attacked New York, Madrid, London, and then Glasgow. We were fucking flattered. My dad had a tear in his eye. It's a proud day, son. That's us on the telly. Look, I've been there. I've parked there. And everybody had a laugh, but terrorism does have a negative side. It did create a kind of racial divide. I witnessed this firsthand on a train going down south, on this train. Just me sitting here and a middle-aged guy sitting just along a bit. Now, a couple of stops later, a woman of Asian appearance boarded the train and sat beside the middle-aged guy, who immediately stood up and walked away. You ever seen that film, Snakes on a Plane? And this was Jake's on a train, right? That's funny. Right? Walked away. Right? The middle-aged guy stood up and just walked away and sat beside me. He started to nudge me. Well, that way a scumbag presumes that you're also going to be a scumbag. Nudging me, and he's pointing. And he said, I don't fancy sitting beside her, pal. No chance. She'll be one of the suicide bombers. I'm taking no chances. I thought, I can see your logic here, mate. You thought she might be a suicide bomber, so you've came and sat 4 seats away. Seriously underestimating the power of Semtex. Thinks he's got a stink bomb. This is the jihad for Allah. Ah, it's fucking bouffing him. Out that window, smelly Taliban bastards. That is disgusting. Somebody get a can of Febreze, there's been a terrorist attack. That is absolutely minging. But you're stuck with the guy the whole way, going down south, going to London. The guy said, "Are you going to London?" And I said, "I'm going to London." And he said, "I don't like London." Guys like me and you, mate, we're the foreigners in London. They're coming over here, mate, and they're speaking Punjabi. I don't know the way the guy said Punjabi, it was pretty funny. They're speaking Punjabi. They're wearing these burqas, mate. This is our country. If they want to come into our country, they should at least be adapting to our culture. And I'm looking at this guy, thinking, I bet when he goes abroad, he really blends in. Walking about Lanzarote, looking for a Greggs. You don't understand my accent? A daily record, you dick. I went a culture break. Tried that, done New York, all that stuff. You get dragged around tourist attractions, a lot more pressure on yourself to actually go and do shit. Standing, looking at stuff, knowing you should be enjoying it. Statue of Liberty, wow, that's exactly how I fucking thought it would look. Having to take your photograph. You don't realise how much shite you photograph until you go somewhere good. Your phone runs out of memory. Standing on top of the Empire State Building, deleting fry-ups. I've got an app called WhatsApp, right? All the kids got it. People send you pictures and videos, and it just saves straight to your phone. And it's horrific shit people send. And I never knew I had a video of a guy fucking a Hoover on my phone until I was showing my mother my holiday photographs. I'm flicking through them, giving them a wee commentary. That was us on the first night. That was the view for the hotel, mum. That was a wee Italian restaurant. That's where Harry met Sally, the restaurant. The pastrami sandwich wasn't very nice. That's a guy. Aye, cracking holiday, mum. Definitely. Recommend. Of course you watch it. If a guy has took the time to fuck a Hoover, I will take the time to watch a guy fuck a Hoover. Lying. Watching it. You ever seen your own reflection on your phone and you see how tragic you look at these moments? Lying on your couch, big double chin, fucking dead behind the eyes. Your life is ending just watching a guy fuck a Hoover. Is that a Henry or a Henrietta? He's fucking her. And you need to reply to your mate that sent it. Ha, 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 ha. Into the emoticons, there's that wee guy, mate, that fucking cries with laughter. 15 of them, mate. Projectile tears of laughter are leaving my eyes, mate. There we go. Ha, 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 ha. That was it. New York, getting dragged into museums, trying so hard to enjoy it. Just that voice in there, going shite. Trying so hard. It's no shite, Kevin. Show some respect. It's fucking shite. It's an art gallery. It's full of shite. Listening to the tour guide, and this is 300 years old. This was donated to the museum. Fuck shite. And you're fortunate the Tutankhamun exhibit is here for 6 weeks only. Trust me to land that fucking 6 weeks, eh? How shite will that be? Tutankhamun, the king of Egypt at 21. I bet he was a wee wank. Shite. Come on, Kevin, you're better than this. Let's see a show of strength. Excuse me, mate. Is that a Diego Rivera? You don't know who he is? You found a victim, Kev. All that hard work, gave him at both barrels. Never heard of Diego Rivera, mate? No, never seen Dreams of a Sunday Afternoon in the Alameda. Arguably one of Rivera's most controversial works, my man. Why was it controversial? Well, because it depicted Don Ignacio Ramirez holding a placard that said God does not exist. The work caused uproar, mate, but Rivera refused to remove the placard until 9 years later, stating that he doesn't have to hide behind Don Ignacio Ramirez to show his own atheist views and that he believes all religions are a form of collective neurosis. It's the honest, mate. Don't know that shit. That's good. Job done, Kev. Now get to the gift shop, buy a rubber and fuck off. I travel a lot. I appreciate my life. Travel, stay in a lot of hotels. I've always got bad news for you. Noticing that hotels always. Unfortunately, sir, the Wi-Fi is only available in the lobby area. Was it all right to masturbate in the lobby area? That's what to say to them. Call them out on it. I might use your Wi-Fi in your lobby then, mate. And the websites I visit, that is between me and my browsing cookies. Your manager can deal with the inevitable negative reviews on TripAdvisor. Some stunned couple. Don't get me wrong, the rooms were spacious, the location was great. The staff were a delight, could not fault the food or the facilities, but on the final night there was a Scottish bloke ripping the head off it in the lobby. It was bloody disgusting, nothing subtle about it. He had his denims at his ankles, his feet on the coffee table. He was using both his hands at one point. He was shouting encouragement to himself. He then demanded housekeeping bring him a Hoover. It was rather bizarre. 2 stars. We won't be back. 2 stars. The Wi-Fi. It's fucking killing this world, isn't it? The internet. I'm trying to cut loose. I'm trying to stay offline, driving me fucking nuts. I like technology. I appreciate what the geeks have done in this world. Just don't like the person that I become. As soon as it fails, as soon as it stops working, it sends me fucking into a big angry primate. I've had too many of these rages. I'm quite a peaceful guy. Fucking laptop stopped searching for wireless networks a few weeks ago, right? I know that sounds a bit trivial, but it's enough to send me into a fucking piece of shit, fucking shouting at it, because I'm so out of my depth trying to figure out. Your laptop breaks, you've got two options, Johnny. You can hand it in where you bought it, or you can phone up the technical support line. What option did you choose, Johnny? In your own time, Johnny. Well, I phoned up, Johnny. You could hand it in, right? That's part of my problem. I know I need to hand this computer into fucking the Apple store to speak to Mark with a C, with his wee Genius t-shirt on. Talking about his band. Yeah, we're called Skull Fracture. We're playing the unsigned 10 to 10 apart. His big stupid earlobes hanging down. Going to put your earrings back in, Mark, and stop putting people off calamari for life. I decided to phone up. The laptop was no longer searching for wireless networks. And people were calling it a first world problem. That just makes you angrier. I fucking know it's a first world problem. That's why I'm on the phone to the third world trying to get it fucking fixed. I phoned up. I'm on the phone. Indonesia. Talking to my man Gavin. He starts asking me questions. I'm telling Gav the issue. Gav's asking me for my DHCP client ID. I said, I don't know what that means, Gav. Gav told me, click on system preferences, then go to network settings, and then advanced network settings. And he said in there you should see an IPv4 phone number, and from that you should be able to see your DHCP client ID. I'm fucking getting excited here. Gav's onto something. I said, yes, Gav, I can see a DHCP client ID. And he's asking me if it's configurated or deconfigurated. I said, well, Gav, it appears to be deconfigurated. Gav tells me to click on, I'm already there, Gav. Clicked on configure, done deal. And he goes, try again. I'm so fucking excited, Gav, to try again. Tried again. And the laptop connected to the wireless network. I thank Gav for his time. Then I'm left wondering, my mind is blown. Who the fuck undone that? Like, I've never been anywhere near that part of the computer before. So what the fuck happened between connecting to wireless networks and no connecting to... Did I have an MIT frat party in the living room one night? Did I have Mark Zuckerberg in the boys' room for a couple of cans? It's got a bit out of hand. I fell asleep at 6 in the morning, and rather than just shave off my eyebrows or draw a cock and balls on my face, some prankster has logged into my laptop and fucking deconfigurated my DHCP client ID. See, I try and keep, I don't want to be a dinosaur, Owen. Right, I'll tell you what this is. I try and stay open-minded. I try and understand the generations behind me and all that. I try and stay woke. It's just hard. It's hard to keep up with the constant software updates. There's always something new. Like, I'm helping my mum, right? My mum is in the process of moving house, right? And we found a box in my mum's loft, right? A box, we're clearing out all the old found a box full of my old school books, and a bit of nostalgia got the better of me, and I'm looking through all my old school books, and on the front, one of the school books, there was graffiti, and it said, this might be a bit Scottish, but I will translate, right? It said that your ma, right, you get that, it said that your ma's got balls, right? Balls are balls. It said your ma's got balls, and your dad loves it. Now this was a very common insult in Glasgow in the late 90s, but I'm now reading it in 2023, thinking how this has aged beautifully into an empowering, uplifting message of self-acceptance. If I showed that to Owen's generation, they would get emotional. Go on. Isn't that just beautiful what they wrote?
Your ma's got balls and your dad loves it. Your mother found the courage to embrace her true identity. And your father was supportive. Beautiful. See, that's how woke a city Glasgow is. We don't get enough credit for how open-minded and progressive we are. And sometimes we don't mean it. Sometimes it's very subtle. Like I was in a taxi in Glasgow, and the taxi driver had recognised me, and he was telling me how difficult it is to be a comedian. Right? He's telling me, right? He's going, right, every taxi driver in Glasgow is a savant. Right? He's going, it must be hard, Must be hard being a comedian. You can't joke about anything these days. Right? Can't say anything. And then the conversation naturally led to the subject of Sam Smith. And the driver said, Sam Smith, did you see what that was wearing? Did you see what that was wearing at the Brit Awards? And I thought, bravo, driver, bravo, you have educated yourself. What a proud moment this is to hear such a progressive attitude, because in Glasgow, that is a gender-neutral pronoun. I thought, bravo, driver. This just gave me hope. If you had said, did you see what he was wearing at the Brit Awards, I would have stormed out of this taxi in disgust. I would have said, don't you dare misgender that. How dare you? There's always been easily offended people, and I will defend millennials like myself and the generation younger than me, because 36 is a good vantage point to tell the youth what the older people used to be like, and they were the original snowflakes. They were easily offended, and it's summed up in a game that a lot of you probably played, the game called Chap Door Runaway in Glasgow, Knock a Door Run, Knock a Dally, Knock Down Ginger, whatever it was called. The game has largely gone extinct, Owen. Like, the game involved... You would come home from school. I'll tell you the premise of the game, right, for those of you unfamiliar. You'd come home from school, you would change out of your school uniform and into your civilian wear, and then you would go and meet up with your associates, and you would patrol your neighbourhoods aimlessly. And then at one stage in the evening, you'd play the game where you'd walk up to people's houses and you would knock on the door and run away, confident in the knowledge that the man, always the man of the house, was going to come to his door expecting to greet somebody, as the knock suggested. But instead, he would see you and your associates fleeing his property and laughing. And that would trigger a reaction so strong in that man that he would abandon whatever plans he had made for his evening, whatever he was going to watch on the telly, whatever he was going to eat for his tea. Insignificant. The only thing on that man's mind from that moment henceforth was hunting you and your associates down for as long as he deemed necessary. Right? Now that's a snowflake, right? You never damaged his door, you never entered his property, you knocked the door and ran away. Now, for context, as a millennial, if somebody knocks on my door, I look at my wife looks at me, we both look at our phones. Did you just order something? Are you waiting for somebody? Are you expecting anything? No, same here. Let's just stay calm and hopefully they will f*** off. Or maybe one of us would tiptoe over to a window to get a visual on the door, stealth-like, and if there was nobody there and I'd just seen kids running away, I would think, I thought there was actually somebody at the door. I thought I was poised to have a human interaction there, an unplanned human. Who needs that on a Tuesday night in 2023? I was quite enjoying sitting on the couch in the basement of my mind. I thought I was going to have to come up to reception to go live and greet somebody. I could only imagine saying to my wife, I'm heading out there to hunt these wee bastards down. Unthinkable. Where's my trespass fleece, darling? I might be a while. I cannot be expected to show restraint in the face of such blatant provocation. I could only imagine my wife on the phone to her mother A bunch of kids knocked on the door and ran away. So that'll be Kevin for the night. They were snowflakes. They were the real snowflakes, the older generations. I remember spending hours in exile because you'd knocked on the wrong door, having to hide in bin sheds. The street lights would come on. Somebody in your platoon would eventually crack and start crying. Just, Chingy's still coming. Chingy's still fucking coming for us. Just keep your voice down, man. It could be anywhere. I just want to go home. This has been hours. Why do you always knock Harry McMaster's door? You know he's a loose cannon. Just shut up. It's all right. For everybody else, I'm the one that needs to walk back past his door. He's going to get me on my own. Children reduced to tears for knocking a door and running away. That's a snowflake. Right, if that was me, I would just stand at my window and I would say to my wife, isn't it great to see children out playing? That's how we handle that.